Trading is very, very emotional. You have to be in charge of your emotions. Once you can control your emotions and you master your strategy, you also have to be patient for the right setup to show up before taking the trade.
Okay, everybody, welcome to another Funded Trader of Trader Pool. Today, Kings is with me, another funded trader. Kings, you passed the evaluation, the mini buying power, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not your first time. You've been with us for a while, did a few attempts. So let's dive right in and talk about the differences between the evaluations that you tried and didn't pass compared to this one that you passed. Just for the guys that listen in right now, if you're not familiar with what we do, we fund stock traders. So you go through evaluation. If you pass it, we give you funds and we split the profit. So Kings traded the mini buying power, which is $20,000 of buying power to trade with. So tell us a little bit about that, Kings.
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael. Firstly,
Yeah,
I want to appreciate the amazing job you guys are doing.
thank you.
Okay, it's such an amazing job. I've been trying to go into trading since 2019, but I didn't have the buying power to go into stock trading, but I've been studying. I just started trading 3 months ago. And when I
Wow.
came in contact with Trader Pool, when I saw the advert on YouTube, I I was interested. So the first thing I did was to study the system. And when I studied the system, I signed up for the demo account so that I can familiarize myself with the way the platform work, how to use the different tools. So I went forward to buy the mini buying power my first try. One of the challenges I saw I had when I did the first challenge was, this there is this emotional side of trading when you think you have $20,000 to trade. And because of that, I was oversizing. So the first mistake I saw that I was making was over trading and using large position, forgetting that the larger your position, the risk the riskier your drawdowns.
Mhm.
So before I know it, sometimes I will just want to start a trade because the position size is large and I'm using a mini buying power. Before you know, I'll hit my drawdown and that day I cannot trade again. So
Yeah.
when I experienced that and terminated my first one, I signed for another one. I now began to re-strategize to first of all bring my sizing to the minimal, grow from there. And I saw that as I began to do that consistently, it helped me to grow. So I was able to manage my losses to be smaller and my gains to be bigger. So with that, I began to build on it and I was able to pass my evaluations.
And that's amazing that you understood that. Obviously, there are, and you've been in the game in trading in the last like 5 years, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
So understanding the fact that, because I see obviously a lot of traders doing exactly the same things that you did at first, just going all in, trying to use the full buying power. Some of
And
them, for those of you not familiar, we also have up to $260,000 buying power. So it's easy to try and go all the way to that full buying power exposure. But once you understand that it's not just about the buying power, it's actually about managing the trade, managing the money, the position, then you start to see real results. And this is something that you can easily see throughout all of our funded traders. We have many videos exactly like this one, basically interviews with funded traders and also guys that took payouts. So make sure you watch them as well. And so, Kings, I'm going to share my screen and show your dashboard, the one that you did pass. And let's talk
okay.
about that as well, because it's interesting to see the process that you had. So, for example, now that everyone can see that, so you have basically okay. So you have basically the $20,000 buying power. You reach that target. You need to go through a certain of risk parameters or objectives that you need to stay within the boundaries. And this
yeah,
is your chart here. So you started kind of
yeah,
roughly sideways, I guess, reached that 500
yeah,
mark almost, then drop another, and then you had a nice run. So let's talk a little bit about that. Is that something that you understood also in this account? So, just seeing you going sideways, trying to
yeah,
understand what exactly you need to do, and then
yeah.
once you got that, you had that nice move to the upside.
Yes, 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 of course. Now, one of the things I had to study the system, I saw that I had a 1,800 target to get to,
Mhm.
and I have to make at least, which is the minimum of 20 trades.
Yeah,
So the first thing I did, the reason I was going sideways was because I was building with a lot of consciousness. I just wanted to build gradually, gradually, gradually. Then when it gets to a stage, I will be able to just go all out because at that time I have gotten a lot of confidence. I am now profitable, so I can now increase my position size.
gotcha. So we can see that you got a nice risk reward ratio, 1 to 1.3, and 54% success rate. That's
Yeah,
decent. That's okay. 54%, that's very nice. Obviously, there is always things that we can do to improve as traders, and we always looking to do that by journaling our trading. So try to
yeah.
understand which setups are the best one. Are you doing those kind of stuff as well?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm doing those kind of setup as well. Whenever I finish my trading, I go back into my dashboard to analyze how I have performed on a daily basis. I look at the charts, I look at the things I'm doing, then the next day, that is what prepares me for the trade for the next day. So I know where I am at a particular time and I keep improving on my performance.
That's very good, and this is also something that all of our traders, no doubt, are doing the same concept, going through their trades, tag them, put
Yeah,
the right tag on that trade. Which strategy is it? Is it an A plus setup? What was the risk? How can I improve the same trade? If tomorrow I'll see the same trade, how can I do that better by the risk management or by the entries, the execution? So those kind of
yeah.
elements again repeats itself over and over again when it looks
Over and
when
over
you're
again.
looking at,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And so let's see a little bit about your trading. You've been active, right? So you're doing many trades, most of them to the
yeah,
sell side. We got 4 pages
yeah,
like this. So walk
yeah,
me through it because I see a lot of penny stocks as well to the
yeah,
short side.
yeah. Okay,
What?
what I do is I trade on the penny stocks and I trade from the short side. Okay, and as we all know, in penny stock there is this phrase, the pump and the dump of
Mhm.
the penny stock. Now we know that many times when you see a penny stock just gain 100% over 100%. So what I do on a daily basis, I go through my scanner, watch the penny stock. I can, if you look at my chart, you see that I can trade one stock for like 7 times. Because
Mhm.
what I do, I study that from the pre-market into when the market opens. I will open the stock. I'll be following the stock to know its range, its trend, the price actions, the resistance level. So that gives me a very good understanding of every stock I'm about to trade. So once I have done my researches to know, because I trade mostly on volume and low float stocks.
Okay.
So what I did do was once I have this understanding, I will now go back and begin to check the market. You know, the stock market is a fight between the bull and the bear. So if the stock is squeezing upward, I wait for it to get to its peak. And when it gets to its peak, as it's coming down, I take my position. As it goes down, I come out quickly. I wait for it again to pull back, or there is a reversal. It goes up again. I come in. As it pull back again, I take my profit and I get out of that trade. So this is the strategy I'm using on a daily basis, and I see I have done it again and again, and it works very, very well.
Nice. So basically, once it's reaching that resistance level, right? You're
Yeah,
going in
yeah,
for the first time. If it
yeah.
works, perfect. If not, you cover, wait for the next
Yeah,
resistance. Okay, that's interesting. This is something very similar, by the way, to what I do. The only thing that difference is, I guess, when I'm going in for on the first level, I will let it.
yeah.
I'm going in with a lower risk.
Lower risk, yeah,
So even if it goes against me, I can still add on that second level, let's say.
on that second level, yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe try to catch it. But that's technically that's a great system. I guess the only thing that maybe this by going into through the trades that you did, maybe try to just hold it just a little bit longer. This is something that,
Longer, yeah.
yeah,
Now,
because this is also something that,
the reason I wasn't holding too longer was because I am on evaluation, and my profit cannot go above 30% of the trade. So
gotcha.
because of this, what I do, I just watch it to get to a certain level. I come out of it. But
Mm,
many times, these are positions that can give me large profit. But I just take the profit bit by bit on the trade, bit by bit, as it's going down, because it's like a falling knife, and nobody wants to catch a falling knife. So
mm.
as it's falling, I'm always catching in on my profit, comes out, catching on my profit, comes out. So that is what I'm just doing this.
And what you're doing is very respectful, because it's hard to to have that discipline of not of actually going out
Oh,
of that trade when it goes against you, right?
yes, yes,
It's not
yes.
that simple. Most traders will stay and take the full loss, and even much more than that. So that's
Yeah.
great that you do. How do you know when to close the trade? I mean, it goes to your favor. When do you close it?
Okay. The way I use the MACD and the volume weighted average price.
Mm,
So whenever a trend is about to close, I will see it on my MACD on the chart. So when I see that, and one of the beautiful features that I love in Trader Pool is that I have two charts on Trader Pool. The two charts, one is the 5 minutes chart and one is the 1 minute chart. These are the two charts I watch out for. So when I'm watching the chart, if I see on the 5 minutes chart that a lot of buyers are now coming in, because you see the volume that popped up on the right side. So when I see a lot of buyer coming in, I know the trend is about to change. So that is when I get out of that trade at that moment.
I see. That's good. And the level that you find, what do you do? How do you mark them? So let's say I found the right stock that I want to trade, GXAI AI, and now
Yeah.
I want to mark the levels. What is it that you do in order to mark them? How do you
Okay,
find them?
what I do is, if I find a stock I want to trade, like I said, the first thing I need to understand the resistance level and the support level of that trade. Let's say is gapping between $1 and $1. What I am doing, I am shorting the stock. So I'm supposed to short on the upside, expecting it to come down. So what I do, I will tick that number down, make sure I watch it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. If it's always having resistance at that level, I know that is the right time to enter the trade, because most profit and loss in any trade is about entry and exit. Once you have the right entry, on a trade, definitely a right setup always work immediately. So that is where I mark it and I come in. When I come in, once I use the MACD to see that the MACD also has crossed for a downward trend, I know this is the time to also enter into that particular trade. But if the setup is not right, all I have to do, because in trading, you need a lot of patience. Patience is very, very key. That setup, those criteria I have written down and researches I have made, I always wait for that setup to be perfect before I go in. That doesn't mean sometimes it will not go wrong. But what I do also, once it tries to go wrong, I cut the loss very quickly and maybe re-enter the position again sometimes.
That's important lesson as well here from Kings. Guys, listen to that. I mean, only a trader that proves himself over and over and learn from his mistakes and actually perform well after, that's someone that you want to really take notes from. So thanks for that, Kings. And I guess lastly, there is any tips or advice you want to give the guys that listening now? Some of them are watching it and thinking of joining the evaluation and going through the process. Some of them are just doing that right now, maybe in a loss, or maybe just hoping to reach that, just to have a nice gap, a tiny gap to reach that goal. What can you give them? Something that can actually either pull them off the drawdown or get them to that profit target.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Now, what I would tell those that are watching right now is, trading is very, very emotional. You have to be in charge of your emotions. Once you can control your emotions and you master your strategy, you also have to be patient for the right setup to show up before taking the trade. Okay, for me, I had one little challenge. I did, if you look at my dashboard, you see that I surpassed the 1,800 on Friday. It was
Yeah.
2,400 and something. But when I went back to check my result, I discovered that two of the trade, one of them I had 480, another one 160. I saw that those two did not meet the criteria for trading. That made me to come back on Monday. I just needed more $36 to complete my task. But it was very, very emotional. But I was patient, watching the stock, make sure that the right setup, because the key is following your strategy and waiting for the right setup before entering into any trade. So that is what I will use to encourage those that are trying to pass their evaluation also.
Yeah, this is something that repeats itself a lot. It's called, we have FOMO, of course, but we also have the
Yeah,
other side of
yeah.
fear of
Fear
success.
of, yes, yes.
So once you reach that peak, you're almost there, you're almost reaching that target, and all of a sudden, I saw traders lose it completely and drop all the way down to zero and even max loss. So that's also very interesting to see on the psychological aspect of trading,
Aspect of
and
trading, yes.
that's definitely a tough one that we all
Go through,
experience,
yeah, yeah.
go through. Exactly. So thanks so much, Kings, for everything and all the knowledge that you shared. Hopefully we will do another interview once you get your first payout, and now we
I'm
will do the
waiting for
final
that
trade.
seriously. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so very much. Thank you for the amazing job and for giving us the opportunity to have capitals to trading. Thank you so much. Thank you so
thanks.
much.
Thank you very much for that. And
Thank
we'll
you.
be in touch. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good luck, bro.
Take care, guys. Go check us out,
Bye.
tradepool.com.